Hello and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. And in this one, we're going to continue working on our base, as it is a very important thing to do. We've actually gotten this last tower fully online and all welded up and happy, which is great. It means we're producing all the power we could ever want and need. If we check our batteries, they're fully recharged in 3 hours, and we've got 35% on our reserves, which is, for what we're doing and the power consumption we have now, more than enough. So in the last episode we had these magically self-building doorway. Eventually we're going to fully sort of shell this in so that it is a proper garage, and also probably remove this center beam so that we have a little bit more room in the garage ceiling. It depends on how we want to do the roof setup. But even though I did do the test, because I was concerned about these solar panels hitting these walls as they rotated around, but I let it go for an entire day-night cycle, watching it with a straight wall built here, and it didn't hit. So I'm pretty confident that it's not going to hit these walls, and we can actually go ahead and build stuff in here to get this all set up. Now what I've gone and done, which I'm just sort of filling out with some extra blocks right now to make its design nice and strong, is a little design on the corner. So what I wanted to do is I want to have this side of the base here, and don't hit everything, this side of the base, so that the roof is on a slope, as I think that'll look cool. In this part I'm gonna have it opaque with armor. I think in this part I'm actually gonna make it like a slanted glass roof, which is going to look pretty cool if I can build it correctly. So let us maybe extend the blocks out a bit further, and I believe, what do I need for glass? What pieces? Let me drop a lot of this stuff. Windows. We're going to want, there's a 1-2 slope, there's a 2-3 flats, there is 1-1 slope. I want as big as possible. Window 3-3 flat probably is what I'm going to want. Now, do not have the bulletproof glass. Let's just grab some of that. Excellent. So the hope is that if we... I can't just all grab stuff for the bulletproof glass. We need a few blocks and then a couple glasses. There we go. The hope is that I can set up the wall like such. And I'll probably have maybe a window as part of the wall. And then past that, it's going to be angled up to there. But it's not going angled. So I need with slopes. Which, we're only going to have 1-2 slopes. That's going to be a little annoying with the amount of sort of blocks and stuff that are going to get in the way of this. Like how many edges to the slopes are going to be. So 1-2 slope goes up at that angle. The 1-1 slope goes up at a steeper angle, which is more going to be flush with the roof that I'm designing. So if I do this, can I not continue this upwards? Can I only mount it on things like that? Oh, this would be so sad. Do I have to have, like, a block beside them as they go up? Let me pull over a few blocks from over here. and see, do I need sort of scaffolding for these windows? If so, that would be very sad. The amount of stuff. Oh, yes, that's how it's going to be. Now, they're attached to this, so if I remove these, yeah, these all fall. Ugh. That sucks. Must find a nice structural way to make this. I want to make this entire area, starting from here, going over to here, and wrapping around, a nice big window for the base. That we get lots of light into the main area, and it's not completely dark during the day, and we don't need a bunch of interior lights during the day. But we'll have to figure out how to do that in the future. In the meantime, we've got this part of the base all set up, and I was really debating over how I wanted to do this corner, because this sort of step design was the easiest thing I could come up with. I was tempted to sort of like reshape this entire corner to make this a nice flat edge, but I would have to like rebuild this like in the entire corner of the base, and most likely have to move the planned location for the cargo container inside. So I decided this little stepped design might be kind of cool. And if I need to, if I truly need to, what I could do, fall off there, I can remove these corners, and this creates a nice flat surface where I could put an interior turret. So if I need to, pop that off, and then slap an interior turret, which I don't have the interior plate, but you can put a turret right on one of these junctions here. Then, unfortunately, I don't think the interior turret can be gridded up, but we could feed it with small amounts of bullets, and it could just be an extra little base defense, because eventually we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to fully defend the base with a bunch of turrets, and then at that point I'm probably going to install the aggressive installations mod, which makes it so that the various enemy installations around the planets start sending drones to attack you. So I can't just sit here and watch things fly overhead and like look out in the distance at the lookout tower and be like, oh, there's nothing over there that I need to worry about. Eventually they would start sending drones toward me. So I don't want to put that on yet because I'm not ready for it, and I would just get absolutely destroyed if it was on. So I'm going to get this base shelled out, and then maybe like just like say 4 turrets on the roof. And once I have that, I'm going to go and say, all right, it's time to kick some ass. I could probably even put like a can I put a Gatling turret on like these things? I mean, if I didn't have that light there, maybe I could fit a Gatling turret on top of those. So that way on each of the solar towers, we've got a Gatling turret. I could take that light off, extend that a couple blocks higher, and then put a turret on top of that, so it would always be able to shoot over top of the panels. Might be kind of interesting. If not, definitely we'll cover the roof with Gatling turrets in the future. But those are future plans. For now, we just need to lay out the rest of the base, because that is the fun part, alright? So this entire edge here is going to be on an angle, and it starts at that height. And I wonder, can I also get this side on an angle as well? So guaranteed, every side is going up 2 here. Alright. Now, can this start to go up? It looks like it'll clear it. Yeah. Yeah, we can get in over top of the refineries there, which will allow us to get all the way up to the top, like so. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, wonderful. Well, we got 3 sides with a nice sloping roof, so our base isn't this horrible square. I was so worried it was just going to turn into one big square and it was going to be so ugly. But let's get rid of all the stuff we need. Let's grab some more plates and let's frame everything out, because then we can grab the welder and do sort of like maybe a speed montage of me welding all this stuff up, as it will take me a few minutes to get everything set before it is time to move on from building this part of the base. Alright, so that is framed out for now. Let's get the majority of this welding done in a wonderful montage. So let's go in here, let's check to make sure we've got a bunch of stuff. Nope, we have... Wait, what do we got here? We got 5,000 steel plates. That's something. We probably want to grab a little bit more. We'll see how many we can carry. And let's detach. Boop. And let's go and do a wonderful montage of welding everything up. And we have, what is this? Several thousand steel plates later, those edges are all welded up. Now there is the roof, although I'm not sure exactly where yet I'm going to be putting various turret points and such. So I'm actually going to leave the roof for now, because at some point, like in places on the roof, I'm going to be punching holes into it so that I can put turrets on it. And I'm not sure where I'm going to be doing that yet. So I don't want to be unwelding an entire full block. Oh, frame derps there. Probably, yep, a new ship loading in. It always happens when a new AI ship is just loading in on the horizon. So let us park ourselves again. Alright, there. Good, weldy ship. Lock. Excellent. Ah. Beautiful. It's almost like this terraced look, like it's a, like some sort of Asian farm, you know what I mean? I almost want to take this, here, because I had this edge. Maybe that works. It gives it that kind of cool finishing edge, where instead of being the terraced, it's a flat bit. It could terrace it there. But, this works. So now, we have that done. Oh, yes. The insides are looking good. And this is also, this is an important question though. I probably should go and add in the blocks there. So if you look, we've got the slope, and the block right here. And without the block there, those two slopes don't like connect there. They're just adjacent. So we need this block here welded up to hold those together. Now they were able to do it then because they were joined to their sides going back, and there was other supporting blocks. But I should just go through and make sure that all of those blocks are properly positioned correctly for structural integrity. Also, we need to think about with our conveyors and how we're going to set them up, where we're going to park this ship. So right now we've got this one connector here, which is very nicely centered on this side of the building, so I will keep that one there. This will be for the welder type ship or any other, say a large rover that wants to park outside, or a large ship that can park laterally like this, where the horizontal landers, like that one's parking into the horizontal, this one lands on a vertical one. I don't know if I want it here, because I'm thinking right here and right here are going to be my turret spots. So I would get out, let me clear my thing. I want the conveyors and connectors, and let's go grab stuff for those. Grab stuff for a couple connectors and then a bunch of conveyor tubes. Excellent. So if I have turrets up here, I can put a conveyor junction there, and I can put a conveyor junction here, and then slap some turrets down on top. I won't get these welded up just yet, but I take a turret and bam, just like so. So right on our little edge there, we'll have a turret, and the same thing for this spot. As soon as we get this junction welded up, we can slap a turret down there. They'll both be facing out towards that direction, because when we do eventually add the aggressive installation mods, they're going to be coming from probably that lookout tower or somewhere over yonder, so we want them facing that direction to start with. But now, oh, this little guy here isn't freaking symmetrical, and that will hurt me inside if I have that non-symmetrical. It will physically damage my soul. So if we look at it, we have 1, 2, 3 center, 1, 2, 3 to the edge there. So what we want is 1, 2, 3, boom. This should be the place. If we put a connector up top, that's the place it should be at. So what we also need to think about is the fact that we want these turrets connected to the cargo grid so that they can get ammo from the storage containers. So that way I don't have to manually give them ammo. I can just pipe them down like so. So we want that. But we don't want it such that this filter is here, because this is drain all everything. Because right now this tube is the input into the system. So if we connected this tube into here, it wouldn't be able to actually read any of the storage because it's trying to pull everything out of the turret. So we want the turret to be able to pull. So we need to either run another line up to it and create sort of like two separate systems in the roof, which I think is excessive, or we need to move where this conveyor sorter is and reposition it within the network such that the landing spots for the miner and stuff are in a different location. Because I don't think the landing spot that's going to be here I should use for the miner anymore. I think that the miner's landing spot should be something like over here. There was a temporary connector there. Not sure if that's exactly where it's going to go, but it should be moved down to this edge. And then this part here should be for a fighter that would also need to draw ammunition from the base. So I could land my fighter here. The fighter would have a turret on it, so that would be an additional little piece of defense for the base there. And then down on this end, there would be the miner landing port and the port for the rovers and its mining stuff. And then we could have a filter at the top of this thing right here, pointing that way. I think that would work probably much better. So let's do that. We're going to take that piece off there. We're going to get a sorter, conveyor sorter. Let's go grab everything we need to make such a thing. And we're going to place it right there. Boom. Now from this guy, I believe we can cut that one down. Can we? I should make sure before I cut that. Whoa, jetpack fuel, y'all. Okay, I need more fuel. Personal. Hydrogen bottles filled up. Excellent. Okay, we're back to flying. I should make sure that there is structural connections before I cut that thing. Should be okay. Should be okay to remove this block here. If like half the base falls over, I don't know, I did it wrong. Yeah, we're still good. Yeah, we're good. So from there, what I should be able to do is run a line so that it goes now curved upwards. Upwards, thank you. To something like here. Not sure if this is exactly where I should be putting this, but we'll figure that out in the future. But somewhere here is where the miner is going to land, and then somewhere over here is where my eventual fighter craft is going to land. So that is going to be awesome. And I'll have to figure out exactly where all those will be in the future. But let's just put that block back there for structural integrity. This is where this filter is going to be from. It's going to be just everything drain all. It's just trying to pull everything that's in, such as the rover and eventually the miner that will be attached to this thing. And then it's going to sending it down this direction. And because of that, we don't need this anymore. This conveyor sorter. This bad boy can be replaced with just a pipe. And it should all work. But now this spot here, where this miner is not going to function for it. I think for temporary sake, I'm just going to slap a temporary connector on top of this junction. I will eventually move this to a nice symmetrical spot in the future, but temporarily we'll move the miner over to this spot and disassemble this connector section here. Up we go. And fly ourselves over to the new parking spot. Right there. Excellent. Easy peasy. Now, just to get all these conveyor tubes welded up so that it actually transfers the materials from over there Now, with the sort of the part of the conveyor system that is input, which is everything to the left of this filter, this sorter, and this is all sort of output working back and forth, we can now connect these tubes to the turrets. Oh, I need more stuff. I need motors. Let's deposit everything. Let's just grab a bunch of stuff to build conveyor tubes. There we go. God, I love easy inventory. It makes life so much better in this game. What we can do from here is drop... Oh, I need some of my lights. Drop a tube and have it connect to a junction. Come on. Tube and straight. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Excellent. So I want to get these 2 turrets online. That's my goal today, before I end off this episode. Maybe not just that, as we've only been going for a bit, and part of that was also a montage, so my my timer may be incorrect. But we'll leave this junction here. This is a fine junction. And what we can do is take this bad guy, take this bad boy, run him over to here, and hook him up. Oh yeah. Oh, conveyors. So good. Now if that has to turn green, yep, green all the way down into the base, everything all connected. That means they are functioning as they need to. We'll grab everything we need to build 2 turrets. Let's pop out to the roof real quick, and let's build these turrets. Then, with a quick order of ammunition, we can get these things functioning and firing, so that our base will have defenses. Now, there is a ammo management thing, and that is a mod. We can select our ammo, and then we can set an amount, and I believe you can order ammo, and it'll automatically start the production of said ammo, which is really convenient. So if you don't want to be able to scroll through your assembler and figure out where your ammo bits are and such and get them all built up, thankfully for here there's only a few bits of ammo, but there is things like the 230mm shells, the 120mm HEs, and all that kind of stuff. Like, is it the 20-102 NATO belts or is it 25-184? I don't know. You can just go to the turret itself, select the ammo, and then go build me 50 shots, order ammo, and it'll automatically do it, which is great. So let us jump into our control panel here and go to the turret and control, and let's do a test fire. Hell yes, we have defenses with 2 auto turrets ready to go. Now, 2 auto turrets is not enough. We're going to need some more of that. The base is probably going to extend out to here. We're going to have a flat edge. Oh my god, I need more. I need more armor. There we go. Lots of steel plates now. So, we're going to extend this out. This is the limit of where the flat of the roof will be. And then here, it's going to extend out all the way down over here. And what I believe I want to do is put a little bit of slope and make this look cool on this side. So from here to there, no wait, wrong piece. How do I want this to look? That and that. So it's got a little bit of a sort of bump to cover where the hangar doors are coming out of, like that. That looks kind of cool. Sort of a little armor, what do they call this? Greebling. We can slap these on to make this look somewhat interesting. Like that. So it's not super duper flat and boring. It is somewhat interesting of a thing to look at. And also that'll just hides them, so when you bring them out, they're like coming out of somewhere, which looks kind of cooler, and protected from bullets in case that is something in the future, if we get attacked by something. Then I think on the top here, we'll do a slope backwards. Like so. Then from there, it's just going to be flat across the roof, going back. And not sure, but maybe give the garage a little bit of a slope inwards at the top. Like this one is like, I think 4 sloped blocks. Maybe the top 2 of the garage or something like that will be sloped inwards. I'm not sure. But as you can see, when the night falls and these things need to rotate, they go back into basically a vertical position and then rotate back into position to get ready for the morning. So we don't have to worry about them hitting walls, which is excellent. So get that set out. So with that, we can imagine where our turrets could be if we had this done up. This is at least one thing of sloping here. So let's do at least one thing of sloping on this side. And it's getting dark, damn it. I'm not done talking about my base. I'm not done building it. Silly daytime leaving me before I'm ready. Ugh. Slice away all the little bits. There we go. So at least one big of sloping, right? That'll give, not a harsh square edge for the roof, but a little bit of something there. And what that'll mean is that we could put a turret in this corner. So put a conveyor junction there if I had interior plates. Oop. Grab everything we need for that. So we could put in a junction there. And if these turn into slopes, the junction would be going here. Just like so. And then we'd have a pair of turrets on the top of the garage, looking out over the entrance, watching for enemy like tanks or stuff like that trying to come in through our garage. Maybe I'm being chased by something as I'm driving back here and I want to go into the garage, hurry, hurry, and then I've got these 2 turrets to defend me as I'm doing so. It's getting so dark here. Then maybe right here, as that is the junction between being in line that way with that turret and that way with that turret, Just slap one down here. Doesn't really matter which way this one's facing. And we can sort of grid it out from there. This one will come out to here. And it'll be right there. Turret. Oh, I gotta back off a little bit more. Facing out like so. And then maybe one more, say, here. All sort of in the grid of where things could be. And then one more right here. Ah, beautiful. That would be a beautiful amount of turrets on the roof of my base. That would defend everything wonderfully. So that gives it, so how many are in between this? If these are symmetrical, this is going to make me super duper happy. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. Oh yeah! So we've got 6 there, all symmetrical, and then we've got this one down here. And ooh, could I fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I theoretically could put one midway there and have 5 on each side. Don't know if I need to, but it is possible. Alternatively, maybe I don't need... Oh, geez. That's from dropping a little bit too high and with too much stuff on me. I possibly don't need, let's say, like this Gatling turret or this Gatling turret right off the bat. And these two can sort of fit in the gap for there. But leave the conveyor junctions and conveyor ports in the bottom. Line them all up so they're all nice and wonderful. But it's getting too dark nowadays. My flashy lights are on, warning me of where my towers are. I need to add flashy lights to this new tower because I can't see it. So therefore, if I was ever flying around in the miner, I would run into it. But that is going to be it for this episode of Space Engineers. We've got the base more or less laid out how we want it. We need to, on this edge here, figure out a nice way to put in a great big, great big window that we can have all set up and make it nice and pretty. Then create the rest of the garage. Add maybe some sort of staircase, maybe a winding or a switchback staircase down from the roof so that we can access our landing spot for our miner, center our miner a little bit better between all of these turrets here. Possibly is going to be right there. That's where it's going to be in the end. And get it all welded up. I'm going to do a lot of the layout design for the rest of this overnight, off camera, and then the next day we'll do another welding montage, set up our lighting, get our turrets all hooked up and piped up, and then the episode after that we'll add the aggressive installations so we can get some combat occurring, and we'll have that lookout tower send some enemies our way, or at least figure out how to make that work. Might have to spawn in a bigger enemy base somewhere, but we'll get it so that they're starting to attack us, and life isn't so boring anymore. But that is going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and good hunting.